everyone, I'm Amy Tan, the 4th opposition speaker for the debate motion 1. According to the last opposition speaker, she mentioned that even if you donate blood to the hospital, we will still be charged for it when we need it one day. With concrete evidence from the Blood Service Group, BSG, of the Health Sciences Authority in Singapore that blood is not and never sold. Blood is a charity gift from every voluntary blood donor. There is no charge at all for blood. What is charged by blood service to hospitals is a processing fee which covers the cost of collecting, testing and processing donated blood to make sure that it is safe and appropriate for transfusion to the patients. As far as we know, blood donating is a voluntary act. Nobody should be profiting from it. As what the last speaker had said, legalization of organ trading is in Western countries. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves with a big country like them. Western countries are bigger and they are more open-minded. Does that mean that we should be more open-minded as well? My team's third speaker, Yi Jie, has already mentioned that countries who had previously legalized it had decided to ban them again. Another point, she uses blood and sperm to compare with our body organ. How can blood and sperm be compared with our body organ? The supply of blood and sperm is a lot more compared to an organ, and not all organs can go back in its place. Our team had already addressed this concern twice. I totally don't agree with the last speaker. As quoted, I give you my organ, you give me money in return. What is wrong with it? The sincerity does not matter as we are strangers. So what if we are strangers? We are talking about human life here. So the honesty must still be there. Is there something wrong with your health? Are you still going ahead and exchange the organ with money? And who can ensure that all the clinical procedures and standards are met? The last speaker also mentioned about the clinical trial. It is legalized to help millions and billions of people. Medicines are meant to help people and there shouldn't be any major side effect or problem with it. If there is any mistake, many lives will be in danger. But we are talking about organ trading here. If there is any mistake, only the one getting the organ will be affected. If you are given to choose, would you want to sacrifice one or many? The proposition speaker has contradicted her points again. She mentioned that we shouldn't be talking about money here. But look, she has touched on the part about I give you my organ, you give me money in return. Yet at the end of her speech, she mentioned that we shouldn't be talking about money here. If that is the case, isn't she trying to say that organ trading shouldn't involve money? Moving on, I would like to talk about my main point of banning organ trading in Singapore. Singapore has been known for its good healthcare services, and this is one of the main attractions for people coming over and seek health treatment. One example will be the Indonesians. Singapore is a just and objective country, which is one of the reasons why Singapore is able to attain greater heights. If we were to allow organ trading to take place in Singapore, there will definitely be people trying to take advantage of this situation. One very good example would be the recent Shi Ming Yi incident, who established the Yuanci Hospital to help raise funds using the charity shows for the chronically ill patients and needy. In the end, he used the funds meant for the charity for his own greeds. All the kind acts are actually cover-ups. People like Ming Yi might use the organ trading and norms as a monk to cover up for his evil deeds. This would have a great impact on the social well-being of Singaporeans. People might not want to stand up and help anymore. As the saying goes, once bitten, twice shy. In conclusion, to help Singapore prosper and flourish, we should not underestimate these points, which might do harm to our younger generation and cause a stir in our society. Thank you.